Okay, so welcome back to the channel. We're back to making our isometric room. If you've been following the videos along, if you go to my channel, you see the videos where we've created the room, the window, the bed, the floor. So we're starting to add this. So last thing we added this bed. I think I want to add a nightstand to this room. So um, I guess we'll start with a cube. So add. Oh, just a little housekeeping here. Scene properties, I'm in imperial in inches. So I'll be referencing some sizes, and those sizes will be in imperial. So we're going to add a cube and G to grab up the Z axis. And I'm going to hit N on my keyboard to bring up this menu. And I'm going to add some dimensions here. So I think I want it to be um, maybe 12 inches deep, maybe 16 inches wide, and 24 is probably a height I want, but I'm going to add legs to this just for interest. So we'll make it 20. We'll put short legs on it. Okay, so I'm going to do Control A and apply the scale, because you can see here it's, so if you add modifiers and you haven't applied the scale, the modifier will think it's the original shape and bad things happen. So Control A, Control A, apply scale. I'll hide this menu with an N for now. I hit my forward slash on the keyboard to hide everything but the nightstand we're working on, and a little easier to work on. So how are we going to do this? So I'm going to tab into edit mode into faces, and I'm going to do I to inset and something like that. Okay, I like that. Then we're going to Command R to put a loop cut in here. And then I'm going to move this loop cut up here. And this is going to be the drawer, and this is going to be shelves down here. So while I've got this selected, I'm going to hold shift and hold and select this part of the loop. And then I'm going to go over to the loop, which is selected all the way around. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to dissolve edges. Just cleaner that way. So so we will select this edge, and we're going to do a Command B to bevel this, something like that. Okay, and then we'll go to tab into faces, select this face and this face, and we'll turn it on its side, go into X-ray mode up here, and we'll E to extrude along the X axis, and then you can see how far we're going back. So something like that. So you can see it kind of goes like that. Okay, so we'll turn X-ray mode off, and we'll make our drawer. So the way we make a drawer is we select all these faces on the inside like that. You don't want the top one because you want the top of the drawer to be open. So we're going to do Shift D, Enter, P, separate. Actually, we're going to do a little housekeeping here too. So we're going to add a new collection, call it Nightstand. And we're going to move these things we've created so far into the nightstand. So, so let's hide this cube. So this is our drawer. We'll tab into object mode. So, sorry, tab into, we will, okay, we're in object mode. We'll hide this. We'll tab into edit mode. We got to select this. Tab into edges. So we'll select this, hold down Option, and then F to fill. So that's the front of our drawer now. Go into object mode. So now I just want to add some thickness to this. So I'll use a modifier. So we'll go into modifiers here. We're going to add a solidifier modifier. And you can see it's added it to the outside. I want it to add it to the inside. So where this minus is, we're going to change that so it's a plus. And you can see it added to the inside. and we'll make it like 1 inch. That might be a bit much. Maybe 0.75. That looks good. So I'll go ahead and apply that. And I'll bring back my nightstand. So if I G to grab on the x-axis, there's my drawer. Looks good. I like it. So we'll select this nightstand. So I'm going to call this drawer. Naming things keeps you so organized. It's a must. So we'll select this, tab into faces, and we'll select this bottom face, Shift D, and then we're going to G to grab up the Z axis. So it's roughly in the middle. It doesn't have to be that precise. E to extrude. And there's our shelf. So I like that. So tab into object mode. Actually, we'll select this drawer front, tab into edit mode, into faces. And we're going to I to insert something like that. And then I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to G to grab x-axis, just pull it out just a little bit like that. A little more interest. So back to object mode. I like that. Now the top. So I'm going to select this, tab into faces. I'm going to do Shift D, and I'm going to E to extrude. And then I'm going to select all these three faces. So not the back face. I'm going to do Option E, extrude along normals. And that's the overhang. I like that. And I'll tab into edge mode. I'm going to select these top edges, and do a Command B to bevel this. Now roll your mouse wheel forward, 1, 2, something like that. Give it a soft edge. I like that. So back into object mode. It's looking good. I mentioned I was going to put some legs on here, so I'm just going to add a cube. And N on the keyboard, bring up this menu. I think I'm going to do it 3 inch by 3 inch by, I don't know, 4 inch, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab this G, and I hit B for snapping, so I can snap it to this corner. What would 2 look like? 2 inches. Too small. No, I like that. So I undid that. So 3 inches, that looks good. So I'm going to do a Shift D to duplicate this, G to grab, hit B to snap a vertice, and then I'm going to select both of these, Shift D, G to grab, B. And the way it works is you just go to a vertice, and once you see that square, you drag it there, and then once you've locked it into another vertice, you click again, and it locks it in. Now these legs are a little chunky, so we're going to have to alter these. So I'm going to, I should have applied the scale to the first one before I duplicated them, but we can do it here. Apply scale, apply scale, apply scale, apply scale. So now we're going to select all 4 of these legs, tab into face mode, select these 4 faces, and we are going to scale and then hold down the Shift key and the Z. So you're going to scale it on not the Z axis. So we're just going to flare them out. Not too much. Something like that. I like that. That looks good. Little interest. Okay. So this drawer needs a drawer handle. So we're going to add a cylinder. We're going to rotate this on the y-axis 90 degrees. Rotate 90. And we're going to scale this way down, way down. Grab it, move it up the z-axis. Grab it, move it along the x-axis. Something like that. Maybe I'll I'll scale that up just a little bit more. So scale, but I don't want to scale on the x-axis. So I'm going to hold down Shift X like that. Okay, let's zoom in a bit here. So what I want to do here is I'm going to tab into edit mode and I want to add a loop cut. So Command R, that's good there. And I want to, well, this one's selected. I'm going to Shift and I hold down Option and I want to select this back one. Then I'm going to scale this down like that just by moving my mouse. I'm going to tab into face mode. I'm going to grab this face, grab it, move it along the x-axis, something like that. And then I'm just going to zoom in a bit here. And then I'm going to go into edge mode. Edge mode here, select this edge, hold down Option and Command B to bevel it. And it's remembering the number of extra loops we rolled our mouse wheel for the edge on the top. So click to accept that. Go into face mode, grab this face, and G to grab X, bring it out a little bit, something like that. Okay, now I just got to place this. Now I have an add-on. I've done a video on it. It's called Quick Snap, and I'm just going to quickly show you the power of Quick Snap. So I have created the shortcut called Shift Q, and this is a menu of Quick Snap. So I've got it set to snap to the center of faces, which is magical. So if I invoke my shortcut for Quick Snap, so Shift Q, it's going to grab that face. Actually, I'll zoom in so you can see what's going on here. So Shift Q is grab the center of that face and it's grabbed the center of that drawer and it's placed it right there. Quick Snap is the add-on. I did a video on it. Just go to my channel. You'll find it there. So I'll bring back the rest of the room, see how this looks. So a couple things I'm going to do here. So I'm going to connect this drawer. So select the drawer and the handle and join. So now if I move this drawer, grab X, it moves with the handle. And then I'm going to group all the other stuff together, except the drawer, in case you want to animate the drawer in a scene or something. So object, join, and this will be Nightstand. Grab X, grab Z, grab Y. Okay, so there is a nightstand. We can move that back a bit. Grab X. So there, this is turning into a cozy little bedroom. So there's a nightstand for our isometric room. If you like what you're watching, give it a like. Think of subscribing. It really helps my channel. And we're going to keep adding to this, furnishing this room. The one thing about building isometric rooms, which is handy, is you develop a lot of skills, particularly in cube modeling, which is a useful skill in Blender. I've learned a ton by building isometric rooms. We're going to also do some animation with these rooms, which is kind of neat in future videos. But I find isometric rooms, you just get to build a lot of objects. So it's really nice that way. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.